During this 8-game winning streak, how have you seen your team mature and kind of come to this point of where they are?
I think we're making baby steps in this process. We still got some execution issues that we're not consistent with. Our defense is getting better. I think we've had some individual guys step up. I think Kamaji is finding his niche a little bit. Fiondu has been consistent. I think that obviously we're still trying to shake the rust off a field. And I think that he's given us effort everywhere on the court, great leadership. And Terrence they both have made big plays when the game's on the line to make sure that we secure victories. Trent's been solid. But we need a little more consistency from everybody. I feel it's coming, and that's the best thing about this team. I still think we still got a higher ceiling. I think we got another gear we can get to. I think we got another plateau of execution that we can get to, and before I can say that, we are where we need to be.
Is this Carolina team typical Carolina team that they trot out on the court?
Well, they're loaded with All-Americans. They're very well coached. They have a culture and a system that they've been married to for over 40 years. They're consistent with their execution. You know what you're going to get, a team that's going to push the ball down the court as hard as they can. They're going to be very aggressive defensively. They're never going to stop. You got to stop them. They are probably one of the best executing teams that I've been involved with, and they're consistent with how they play. And you just got to stop them, and that's not always easy because they have very talented players playing those positions. It's almost like the system stays the same, they just keep reloading. They offer us a tremendous opportunity, and I'm sure that they're looking to put themselves in a position where they have a chance to win the regular season ACC. We're trying to elevate our status and try to move in and go as high as we can, be ranked as high as we can in the league at the end of the season. So we both trying to move up, and I'm sure they're going to be at their very best, and I have a full understanding in order for us to be successful, we're going to have to be at our best.
So having guys like Terrence and Trent and Phil, guys who've seen so many big games and been in so many, tough spots, make it easier as a coach to have faith that they know how to handle success and handle these types of environments?
Well, see, and realistic, as from a coaching standpoint, you can't worry about the past. The past is not going to do anything about the present. You hope that our players will understand how we need to play, but it's a new day, it's a new game, and every game takes on a different personality. So what we got to do is just make sure we go out and play lights out. If a guy's not, from a coaching standpoint, if a guy's not on his game and he has a lot of experience, I got to calculate that in there, but I need to try to find a way to get someone in who's going to do the job.
Coach, at this point in the season, teams get better as the season progresses, but with only so many games left, what happens to the great teams at this time of the year? Like, what do they improve upon?
The great teams find a way to take it to another level. In terms of the execution, in terms of the effort, in terms of the camaraderie and the togetherness, they seem to get that magic level of focus that separates them from other teams. And hopefully that we will eventually get that.
So, there's no fear of peaking too soon because you still haven't reached that level, right?
I find it very interesting, this word peaking. That's just, I think that's a philosophical sports use term that I don't know whether it exists. You just want to be the best you can be all the time. It doesn't happen that way. I think that we're getting better. I think we're improving, but I see a lot of room for improvement. The good thing about this team is that we're finding ways to win our share of the games while we're improving. Our consistent perimeter shooting has been kind of a moving target. And I know physically we can't get that much better or worse from game to game. Most of that's maturity. Most of that's the ability to have confidence and the to execute and get those same high percentage shots and be mature enough and confident enough to knock them down. That takes a lot of experience. So right now, we're just taking it one game at a time. I'm not trying to be philosophical. I'm going into a game, and as a staff, we're going into games trying to, in our mind, put the pieces out there on the floor that we think that can give us the best chance to win. Sometimes it is some players more than others. For instance, in this particular game, we're going to need Polite because he's a really good on-the-ball defender. And they got one of the quickest, fastest point guards that I've ever seen. Maybe one of the quickest North Carolina's ever had. In the Clemson game, we shortened the bench a little bit. He didn't get a chance to play as much. So in the Georgia Tech game, we went early with Vassell because we thought the type of game that he plays gave us the best chance to win there. So, and sometimes that's challenging for the players to handle when you late in the season. You don't really know exactly when you're going to be used and when not. But I think the culture of our team has been pretty good, and we've been able to absorb that, and that's probably the strongest point we have right now. These guys are playing to each other. They got great attitudes. They're rooting for one another. If someone's playing well, they will make the sacrifice, to on their minutes that particular night to give this guy a chance to play up to his potential. So this team has a great culture now, but now we just got to become more consistent.
Is the North Carolina point guard, is he a score-first guy? He gets up the floor.
He's all in one.
Yeah.
He's a throwback to field forward, and he's also quick, fast, and create off the dribble. In other words, he's one of the fastest point guards I've ever seen, and then he has another gear that he goes into sometimes. Most of the time, those guys are good leaders and floor generals and decision makers, but he is outstanding perimeter jump shooter, and he creates off the dribble and makes tough shots. And so not only does he create for his teammates, he can create for himself. He has great range, and he's one of the top freshmen in the country without a doubt.
Typical Carolina team that rebounds really well. You got to keep them off the glass because they just crash it.
It's more of the same.
Yeah.
They have a culture that they've instilled in their program that this is the Carolina way: rebounding, aggressive defense, fast break offense. If you don't have a half court, if you don't have a shot in transition, you flow into your secondary breaks, and then you flow right into your motion, what they call a freelance motion. So they go from transition to secondary to freelance motion, and they don't skip a beat. And they have 5 guys on the floor at all 5 positions that can score. So you have to defend the whole floor. And then on the defensive end, they're extremely aggressive. They're going to trap you every time they get a chance after timeouts and stuff. So, there's no secret. This is who we are. You deal with it. All right.